Can you go back and make sure it's definitely gone live? Yep. There, it's live now.
Yeah, I see my live.
Hello, everybody. Just going to share this. Hello, Christy. How are you? Rightio. So, we're here.
So you've got Angela, Christy, Kelly, Dee, Diana, and Tash.
Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, Tash and Dee and Diana and Kelly and Angela. I said hello to Christy. Hello, Robin. Okay. So we did our release this morning of Island Sands. The virtual retreat starts next Friday. So next weekend's going to be Friday and Saturday Night Lives with Island Sands. Plus we've got 6 other classes in our Island Sands retreat group. If you want to do a retreat with us, you could either come to Gladstone or do a virtual retreat. So a hybrid retreat is a virtual retreat and an in-person retreat, and a virtual retreat is just a virtual retreat. They are really great value.
8 classes for $105.
Yep, 8 classes for $105. And you have leftovers. Hello, Cherie. Hello, Chloe. Hello, Lee. So in our video this morning, we did a bit of competition, and Desley Davies is the winner of the paper pack. So that's Desley's, and we'll send that out with her next order. So there you go. Hello, Joanne. I am just checking. Hello, Heather. How are you?
Oh, sorry, I was just putting up the link for all
Right,
the
yeah.
scenes.
Oh, and if you missed class earlier this week, this is our photos from the cruise. Yeah.
Just a couple, 500 odd.
Just a few. Whoa.
And as the kids will tell you that a lot of them are switchy kisses between mum and dad.
Oh, there's not that many. Right, yeah. I've just got stuff propped up here everywhere. I've done a little tiny bit of prep. If you did miss class this week, it was Scrapbooks week, and it was in the Creative Family group. And I used my leftovers from my classes on the recent cruise to and around New Zealand, and as a bonus for the ladies that came on the cruise. And I will get the kits up this weekend for these two. So they're in the Creative Family group. The videos have been saved.
So if you were on the cruise, you will have the products to
yes,
make those.
If you're on the cruise,
cards.
you have the products. So that was this week using Nautical Dreams. And then I wanted to show you the new vellum. It's kind of like got a waxy finish, but it doesn't scratch. We've attacked it with an eraser. We've scratched it. We've done all sorts of things. It's not matte like the previous vellum printer, but this one is, yeah, it's nice. Actually, I like it. I like the finish. And it is processed, like it's got a processed finish on it. So it's not like a photocopier. It's actually a really nice process. So I actually think it might perform better in mixed media, but we haven't tested that yet. Okay, I've got a pile of things here. So new tonight. I said there'd be new stuff tonight, and some of you will have noticed. Hello, Karen. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Laura. Hello, Dawn. How are you? So, new stuff. I've already got tape on stuff. So, we have a couple of new things. So, we have a 10 by 10 mini book cover set. And we have hello, Teresa, how are you? A spare set of spines. So, 2 extra spines. I'm going to show you how to use those. This has been, yeah, a little bit in the works. And then we have some new chipboard, but we're experimenting. Hello, Pam. How are you? And we'd like your opinion. This one's in upside down. We would like your opinion. This one says code. And this one says code. They are trials. So we're going to go, well, we need you guys to test it now. We've tested it and we like it. But now we need for you to test it and tell us if you like it. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Leslie.
Well, Chrissy was in today and she was saying that she reckons she could even use the frames.
So the frames are usable. So you can see it's joined. There's 17 pieces in this for $7.95. And then this size is $4.50. And this size is $2.95. So this is beach fun and some sunnies. And then this is...
Well, I think I called them washers, but you know.
I think I called these closure rings. I'm going to show you how to use these. I needed these for tonight's project.
Evening, Cheryl.
So we're going to use Tropical Memories. I'm not going to use these. These ones were trials. But yes, so you can see the code is going to be on them. Not the word code. It's a trial. See, this one's got its code on it.
But we had to make sure they fit into the packets.
And then, yeah. So it's to make our manufacturing and our picking, our packing, and our pop-up shops, cruises, classes, events. It's going to make everything easier. So, but it's just a lot of work because there's a couple of thousand chipboards. You will notice that they don't all get up on the website. It is just too much work. There are too many little fiddly things. Yeah, so this is going to make life easy. Hello, Lorraine. Well, Helen, thank you, Laura. So this has been in the works for about 6+ months, working out how we were going to do it, what size these little bits needed to be, what goes together. I was working on it on the cruise, sort of, while I was sorting out the chipboard to make sure.
That was our unproductive hour every day.
So what you will find is sometimes there might be a design and it might be on a couple of different sheets like the stars, because we're going to make them kit based and we're going to make them theme based and all sorts. But yeah, I just don't have hundreds of them ready yet. So I've got those. Okay, and we're doing our 10 by 10 mini album. Why is she out the front door?
She's letting me see it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make it's not a mini album. It's not little. It's big.
It's 10 by 10.
It's an album. This is an album. And it's going to have like a closey thing. Like it's going to come back over on itself.
I've got to go and see this.
And then it's going to have one of these doodahs. And a split pin. You'll notice split pins went up today. So you can get 25 mixed colours for $2.50 in the 8mm. They're around about 8mm. It's like this size. Trying to get one. This size. Platform will make it easier in many ways. Oh, Deborah, it's going to be beyond easy. So much easier. It's actually going to speed up our production process. So our manufacturing process with chipboard, manufacturing and getting it out the door, is going to take about 5 to 10% of the time it currently does. Just saying. So these are the split pins. That's the size. Okay. So let's get started because I've got a lot to do. And you can see I've already put some tape on some bits. So what I do is I put tape and I'm using 18 mil, or you could use 24 mil, or you could use 36, or you could use 2 runs of 6 mil as an alternative. So I just go all the way around the outside. I don't cut it, I tear it. So I put it down, put my finger on it, and just rip. Yeah. I'm not just putting one across on this size. I'm actually putting a couple. And then I'm going to burnish them. So this is to accommodate, and I know it's not a common size, but that's a life-changing thing. I'm thinking, so 12 by 12 is a great size, but getting albums can be a pain in the neck. And sometimes you don't want to make 12 by 12.
So Angela said that the new chipboard design is a winner. So much easier to store and not lose the little bits and pieces.
Oh my gosh. I know what you mean. Oh,
yes.
Did we say hello to Margaret? Hello, Margaret. I can't remember if we said hello to Margaret.
And we've got Helen with us too. I don't know if you saw Helen was on.
So this one has Hull written on it.
Has Hull.
Hull.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to mark from one edge. I'm going to use my pencil that my beautiful son. Will you be selling the chippy offcuts for people to use layering? They actually go on our garden bed, Karen. In our garden beds.
The chickens.
Naomi John is guaranteed going to put stuff in those offcut bits. You do know that, don't you? Yes. We're going to mark it 1.25 inches along one short edge. I'm just using my T-ruler. And then I'm going to get my centering ruler. You could either use the centering ruler or the creative ruler. So the page is accommodated in this, like I say, a 9.5 by 9.5. I don't think I said that yet. So let's find the center point. Right. So they're 9.5 inches. This is a beautiful pencil. It is from Japan. Yeah.
They're very heavy.
They're very heavy. Do not touch that other pencil. It is mine. Let's get a pokey tool. So 9.5 inches by 9.5 inches. I think because sometimes 8 by 8 is just a little small. I don't know if you think it's too small. I feel it's a bit small sometimes. This is why my pokey tool is a bit dodgy.
So we might just have to get you some nails. That pokey tool's looking pretty second-rate.
It's fine. I'm just going to squizzle it around a bit.
Evening, Jacqueline.
To make it a bit wider. I'm going to fit a split pin in this. Right, there we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to test one of our split pins in it.
Glad you're not trying to remove a splitter from me with that thing.
There we go. Fits. Beautiful. But yeah, 9.5 by 9.5. I think it's going to fit a little bit more on it than 8 by 8. I like 8 by 8, but I just feel it's a little small for me sometimes. So we're going to see if we can revolutionize scrapbooking and come up with the 9.5 by 9.5 inch scrapbook page. Probably not. Okay. So to cover this, it's a bit funny. It's not funny, haha, but it's just a bit funny. We need to have that there. So the widest bit is towards the album. The narrowest bit is out in the main.
Desley's just joined us.
Hello, Desley. Oh, Desley, you were the winner this morning of our paper pack.
Desley probably doesn't even know she ended.
There you go. She did. She made a comment. Okay. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to cover this back piece. So this is the back piece. We're going to cover it with no overhang on either side. So we're just going to cover it top and bottom. And then this front piece, we're going to cover it up to this point here, because you can't get a piece of scrapbook paper that big. Okay? So we're going to piece it together. You could join bits, but we're not going to do that. You can do that another time. Or we might do that another time. So this front one, we're actually going to cover it, and we're going to do our nice neat folds on these outer corners, and we're just going to have it flush here, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a nice spine here, and then we're going to have a nice spiny bit that comes as our foldy over bit. Very technical terminology there. Rightio. So let's do this piece first. So it's 10 inches. So we need to be 12 inches high, top to bottom, by, we're going to do this one 10 inches wide. So I'm using a stripe, which is a timber. So what we need to do with that is make sure that, are you writing notes or are you playing on your phone?
Oh, Beatrice lady, what's up?
You've got a notebook over there. Okay. You need 2 of that piece of paper.
All right.
I am going to rein him in. He hasn't scribed in a while, and he's feeling like he's forgotten everything. So we're going to do this with, no, we're going to do it with the big one up the top. At foldy over bit. Yes, foldy over bit. Exactly. At the foldy over bit. So we've got our ruler. I'm going to remove our tape, and then we're going to add some glue. So tape for grip and glue for slip. If you've made a book with me, it's tape for grip, glue for slip. It is school holidays here in Queensland. No idea about any other state, but it is school holidays here in Queensland.
Started today.
Started today. And you know what? We had no idea it was happening.
There you go. Desley didn't realise she'd end it. All you had to do, Desley, was make a comment, and you did.
Make a comment, and it was be the 20th. Facebook made it difficult. Oh, actually, if you were on the live this morning on YouTube, could you please go to our website? You don't have to, but it'd be nice if you did. Go to our website. I think I know what's hidden in this drawer. Shh. Don't tell her. Naomi's been looking for this thing. I hid it. Go to our website, and on the chat, can you let us know how your comments were going, because the live chat on YouTube is missing. So I was trying to include them in the count, and YouTube did some hinky stuff. Let's just rub that all in place. So we have no idea what's going on there. But yes, if you could just go to the live chat on our website and just let us know about your experience this morning with the live and your comments on YouTube. So just folding this over, that'd be really good. So then what we're going to do is we're going to just... So we're not doing the corners on this piece because this piece is like between other pieces. And see how I'm bringing it in from the outer edge? And what that does is it means that you don't have ooze and smush with your glue. Okay, so that's the back piece. Oh, I think that was up there. It's going to have a little bit at the bottom. So the bigger pieces at the top, up. To click into the comment box, then out, then in again before I could comment this morning on YouTube. Oh, Victoria started school holidays today. There you go. So let's do the other piece, the other cover. And we're going to do a piece with this that is 12 inches top to bottom with the wide bit of timber at the top. And we're going to do 12 by 11 across. I don't need to give you that because you only know you need 2 of that, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need to be a little mindful of our top and our bottom. Right? So this is our top. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to do an arrow there. I'm not going to push too hard. We don't want it to indent in. Oh, look, I snipped that. But that's the top, right? So when our book closes, it's going to go like this. So these corners here are going to be our folded edge. This is going to join to our back. So it folds over. This bit here is going to join to our back. So it's going to be flush. And these right-hand corners are going to be our folded ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a line like that and a line like that. Just in pencil, and it's really light. It's just so that I can see they're the ones I need to cut and fold. Rightio.
There you go. Karen's only just mastered the art of finding our live classes on YouTube. So she's learning how to comment as in the future.
I love you. I just clicked on it this morning, or went to click on it, went to the YouTube channel, and it said notify me, and I don't know if it notified me, but
Yeah, Diana says yes. I've had lots of comments on the live today, but
they're all gone.
We're all gone. Weird. Yes,
they're all gone.
They were all there, Diana, when I was watching it, and afterwards they're all
gone. So I'm just going to try and get everyone to go to the chat, leave me their info, and then what I'm like, leave me some detail, and I'm actually going to contact YouTube and ask them about it. Like, what the hey, people? I just like, yeah. And it's not like YouTube to change the playing field to the point where things are broken.
I've never seen you type what the hey, but I've seen you be very nice with people on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what the hey. I'm going to be super nice. Get mauled with sugar than the other stuff that starts with S.
I haven't mastered that art yet, like Karen.
Quentin has no idea where YouTube is other than where to go to watch his videos for fixing particular cars. I have that saved on his phone. So we've got tape for grip, glue for slip. And the side where we've got our little cross lines on the left here, because that's our arrow up, we're going to come in 1 inch from the edge. So we're actually going to come in 1 inch from that left-hand edge. I'm lining it up, and there it is. And what should happen is it should be fairly flush with this right-hand edge, and that's flush enough for me today. So when we turn this over, when we go to brayer it, notice how when I'm doing it, I've actually got another hand on it because you don't want it to slippy slide. You could just massage it in place. You could use the bone folder. Better to bring it in
with sugar than vinegar. Yes, Helen, that's a very nice way of putting it.
Vinegar's a much nicer word. You definitely catch more with sugar than vinegar. Rightio. But remember, ants don't like chocolate. I have YouTube streaming on the TV and type comments in Facing, my version of multitasking. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to get out our... Do you know where my craft knife is? Do you know where my bag of leftovers from the...
Yes, I do.
Do you know where my craft knife is?
I know where your bag of leftovers is.
No. I need my craft knife. Is it in the toiletries bag?
Oh dear. That's been emptied. I'll be back. Oh, I have not an idea.
Okay, I'm just going to have a look in the drawer for another craft knife. Oh, let's just... Can I borrow your box cutter?
Yeah.
I'm just going to borrow his box cutter.
It's pretty blunt.
So we're going to use our mini book tool.
Got some hard yards up.
We're going to use it on the corners where we need to do our nice miters. This is Quentin's Coles box cutter.
I had to make sure I took it out of my stuff before I went on the
Yeah, we
cruise
did
ship.
not take it with us overseas. Let's just be brutal about that.
It's a safety one. It won't even cut boxes.
Yeah.
let's put that on the table. It's quite...
It's not very good with that and paper.
All right, I'll find a craft knife.
No, it's okay. I've got it.
I've got to buy Naomi a new one at the shop too because she broke hers today.
There we go. So we've... And this gives us the perfect corner miter.
Do you only got to do one cut, or we've got to do like multiple cuts?
Oh, no, I'll use it again later. Save it for Ron. Rightio. So now we're going to use some glue. Same thing. The glue actually helps the tape stay. I used to use like red tape, but I just found it... Oh, it gave way. I've tried lots of different tapes. I'm not a fan of score tape. I don't think it works. Rightio. Oh, don't forget it's Super Saturday tomorrow. 9 till 4 in store. I know most of you are not in Gladstone, but some of you are. But 9 till 4 tomorrow. And we're doing 9 till 4 because that means that if you're only an hour away or an hour and a half away, you can still get home before dark. So, trolling, doing it through the day. Look at that. Do this edge here. He is still looking for that thing. I told him not. Okay, so there we go. Oh yeah. So I can't make it tomorrow. It's a little far for you to come. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to crease and pull this in. So by pulling this in like that, we actually get a nice fold where this is not in line, it just dips in just a little. So this one we're going to just push it in a bit and see it just comes in just the slightest bit. So, and then I put a little tiny touch of glue just here and here. And then I just pat it with my finger so that it's not going to be all smusharama. Don't want it to be too smushy. And you can see that this fold does not overhang the top. It sits in really, really nicely because we pushed it in when we folded it. Look at that. So that's the front. So they line up. Yep. So now we just need to put a spine piece between those two. So between these, we need to put our spiny piece. So let's do that next. And that's going to be making it like a mini book.
It's gone to the place where all good craft knives hold.
Yep. So from paper number 5, we're actually going to cut 2. We need 2 of paper 5. Please write that on your list. We're going to cut 2 pieces that are 6 inches by 12 inches. I've already cut one. So that's number 2.
I can't make it tomorrow, says Karen.
I did see that. Rightio. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop one of our spine pieces, not the one with the hole in. So it's not our one with the hole in it. We're going to pop one of our spine pieces in the middle of this piece. So we're going to use our creative ruler and we're going to line it up so we find the center. Lined up with the edge. I'm going to take our tape off one side. Come on. Add some glue. So notice how I'm holding it at the same time. I'm actually holding it so it doesn't move. Let's turn it over. So if we were just making a normal book with a front and a back cover and a spine, we would be nearly done. But we're not. Just so you know. So then with your corner tool that comes with your mini book tool set, you get 2 of these spaces. So you want to have the spaces so you can see the writing. And you're going to put the writing up. If you put the writing sideways, it's not going to give you the right width. Rightio. So we're going to stick this on there like that. But to do that, we need to add some tape to this piece. Where's my tape? I'm just going to turn it. Let's move them out of the way for the moment. So burnish that. Now I do have a little trick with this. So I'm going to add some glue here and some glue here. And then I'm just going to put a little bit along, not too much. And then what I'm going to do with my glue is I'm just going to brush it across to the edge. So I have a fine bit on the edge, not a globby bit on the edge, but I have a fine amount just along the edge. So it will seal all the way to the edge.
So Diana says she loves the mini bookmaking tools, or the bookmaking tools. They make life so much easier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just find it's just so much easier.
Same result every time.
Yeah. Consistency. So there we go. So we've got nice edge. Just going to wipe that on my cloth. See, I have a nappy. An old cloth nappy.
Yes, well, we wanted to give everyone a nice cloth to wipe stuff with on the cruise, but we weren't buying everyone a cloth nappy because they're hard to get nowadays.
They're very expensive too. Rightio. So top is there. So putting our spacer in, lining up at the bottom. 1. Top. Other spacer. Just making sure it's all nice and straight down the bottom. Getting my ruler out of the glue. Yep, I know. I glue it right to the bottom. I know it's silly. Just making sure there's no glue smush. If there is, it'll just be absolutely minimum because that's what that swiping it across does. And let's just give it a little burnish. Take our sticky things out. Let's just remove these bits. Right. Put a bit of tape across the top and the bottom. Bottom, top. A little burnish.
Is it 18mm tape using that?
Yeah, I am using 18mm. There we go. So if we were making a book and this had been done the same, the corners over here were the same as this, we'd be almost done, right?
I do love the way our paper folds so nicely on the spot.
It is. It's just beautiful paper. It's well worth all the effort to get just the right paper. Okay. So let's make our other piece. Let's grab our other piece of 6x12 from paper number 5. So we've got our other bit, and let's put our bookie thing aside over there. So we've got this, and we've got our other 2 spines. Now, one of them's got our hole in it, and one of them doesn't, right? So we're going to get our hole one first. And we're going to remove the tape from one side, right? We're going to add some glue. We're going to get our creative ruler. We're going to line it up so that we've got a full inch mark. So I've got like the number 3 over on this right hand side. And then we're going to put it so that we've got the widest portion from the hole. So the widest portion from the hole is going to be away from, so this widest portion is going to be away from the right-hand edge. So we're going to turn it round so the widest portion there is away from the edge. So the narrowest portion is towards the right-hand edge. So the narrowest part from the hole to the edge is on the right. And we're going to line this up 1 inch from the bottom and 1 inch from the right. I know that's very convoluted, isn't it? So 1 inch from the bottom and 1 inch from the right. And over on the right-hand side is your skinny part from your hole to the edge. Jeez, I could have explained that better, maybe. I don't know. How do you explain that any better? I'm just holding it in place.
You could poke your hole through later, but it'd be quite difficult.
We are going to re-poke the hole, but we need to have the hole started. It is much easier to have the hole started. Then we're going to get one of our sticky things. Go over on the other side. Going to make sure the writing's the right way up. Going to take tape off the other 2-inch by 10-inch strip. So I have bought an album cover set and the extra pair of spines.
Yeah, so I'll put that link up if anyone wants to.
If anyone would, if you would like to see the extra sets of spines with any of the others to make something like this, let us know. So I'm going to just line this up at the bottom.
So it's a fold over.
Yes, this is our fold over. We are making something different. I told you I'd make something different tonight. This has been on the drawing board for a while. Trying to come up with just the right time to do it. I wanted to do it just before we went away, but
I was trying to come up with a simile about how you remember a fold over, but nothing is coming to mind, dear.
Guaranteed. So,
will you have a kit for this? Oh,
yes,
we will.
We will.
Quentin's meant to be building it. Quentin can't remember how to build the kits.
Yep, Quentin can't. Quentin cannot remember how to build a kit. That's exactly it. So, here we are. We've got this. Our inches over here and our pokey holes there. And what we're going to do is we're going to just put this on something soft-ish. We're just going to poke our hole through. Right, so we've got our hole. We know where it is. And we've got our 1 inch over here. Now we're going to stick this and this together. Okay, so we don't have a lot of overlappiness here. I get that. I get that we've got a minuscule amount. I get that. But we're going to make it work. Trust me.
Good tape.
Right, we're going to do something decorative.
Decorative. Oh.
You have little faith, Redshaw.
You know, I can't stick a flower there.
No, you can't. But we are going to make it. We will make it work. Trust me.
Roger.
So now what we need to do is we need to put. I'm just going to put some 6mm tape there.
It's probably lucky you live away from Gladstone Kelly, so that you won't hear Alicia getting up me after class about what a mess I made of the kid.
I just think he doesn't want to do it.
I've done bits of it.
Oh, I bet you have. Right. So now what we're going to do.
Come back to Gladstone to the allergy side.
He's allergic to Gladstone, we've worked out. So now we're going to put a little bit of glue along this edge here. And then we're going to okay, I'm just going to flick that across like that. Just trying to keep that away so I don't get glue on it yet.
I was just wondering if the other ladies from the cruise took 3 days to stop swaying like we did.
Got our sticky thing, so I'm going to put it in here. We've got our ruler along the bottom, so we're nice and even. I do try and wipe the glue off. It does not look like it. So then we're going to carefully flip this over. Yep. In our restricted craft space here. There we go. Right. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get this bodgy knife. And we're going to cut our corners.
I don't even know if they're called knives.
I'm not going to buy a craft knife at work. Rightio.
Yours was very...
Just don't...
Let's go a second here.
Don't throw sticks at stones at my beautiful craft knife.
Once we buy another one, then we'll find yours. That's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to turn this up. I do not know why I do top and bottom first. I have no idea why I do top and bottom first. I just do. I think consistency. I am a creature of habit. You do know that when you're scribe, you're also meant to be getting the child to bed.
Roger that.
It is school holidays, but she's probably playing Barbies.
She is playing Barbies out of the lounge room.
Oh, we'll just leave it be. So now we're gonna fold and pull it in as we do.
She got a haircut today. Fold
and pull it in. Yes, I did get it more of a bob style this time. So I glue there, and then I put a little bit in here and a little bit in here. And then I just make sure it's spread nicely. And this is exactly why we poked that hole through, because now it's gone on this side. I really like this burlap. Thinking we might have to have a pastel pink burlap in Berry Vintage.
I thought we did have a pastel pink burlap.
No. We don't have one already, do we? Pastel pink burlap? No.
No, it's timber.
No.
Pastel pink timber.
Do you believe that Berry Vintage is almost done? Well, it's going to be finished very soon.
We kind of have some printing deadlines forced upon us due to the upcoming election.
Yeah, we actually have had our printing deadlines all changed. So, there we go. That's our book. This is what we're making. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that awesome?
That looks very professional.
Does look professional.
Tell I didn't like it.
We do have a lady in town someone in town that writes books. So she writes books, but she doesn't write them to sell them. She just writes books because she enjoys it. And I said, so she sort of prints them out and then she makes like a bit of a cover thing. I said she needs to try making our covers. But she didn't think that they would work. I'm thinking they would. Rightio. So in this part here, this piece here, that was going to affect you again. Yes. Beyond affecting us, actually. We've got to work around. Amazing team. They're amazing.
Yeah.
The team that do our paper. They are amazing.
Customer service.
Customer
100%.
service, outstanding. You just can't fault it. So they're working with us to make things happen. So over here, we know we're going to do a 4-inch wide piece. We always make a 4-inch wide piece by a 1/4 inch shorter top, like shorter length. So this piece over here on the left, this is going to be a 4-inch wide by 9 3/4 inch high because we're doing a 10-inch book. Amazing covers, books, and art journals. Yeah. Great recipe books as well.
Now you just need to make it 13 by 13. Oh, Deborah.
With D-rings. Yeah, Deborah. Yeah. I know. Trust me, that's been on the cards longer than Russell purchase.
Yes.
We've actually worked it all out, but we've just got to get
20 hours more of each day.
Yeah. So over here, we're going to do a 6-inch wide by 9 3/4 inches high.
Then said she loved the new size album. So awesome.
So we're going to do, from paper number 5, we're going to put sand on the inside here. So let's go 9 3/4 for our height. So that's 3 number 5s now, Quentin.
3 number 5s. Coming right.
And we're going to do one of them is by 4 inches. And one of them is by 6 inches.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so it was 9 1/2, was it?
9 3/4.
Oh, dear doctor. 9 3/4 by 4 inches.
Yep, and 9 3/4 by 6. And then we're going to do a 12-inch by, let me just see if this works. Just going to make sure this is going to work first. This is what I have in my head. Can you go and get rid of that?
Right. Yes, it's a Tomcat.
So someone's bought a Tomcat while we've been away. That was just Quentin skittling out the yard.
I know what wasn't here, Madeline.
Let's just use that. So then we've got a piece that's from the bottom near the barcode. So it's 12 inches by 1.5 inches wide. And then I'm going to add my tape to it. I'm going to add some glue down the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the base pages tonight. Hopefully. Oh, the different colour strip was pretty cool, but you could put a different colour strip, but I did like the burlap extension. Because the burlap just, you do not see the join with this burlap. I just love this. This is like one of my, yeah. So interesting bit of statistical data. Love statistics. Do love art and numbers. I'm a numbers person as well. I am the, I'm the bookkeeper. I do most of the accounting. The accountant does the tax. Let's put it that way. That's all I do. I do the BASs. I do everything else. But so the burlap, so paper number 2 from Nautical Dreams.
Yes.
We have sold twice as much of it as any other Nautical Dreams paper. It is now our fastest selling paper in the last 5 years.
So if you work on 3 boxes per range,
it is our fastest selling paper ever.
It's just crackers.
It is a shocker. So
it's got to be because of the burlap.
All the fussy cats.
All the fussy cats.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have exposed here. So if we have a look, see we've got that much exposed there. So we're going to come in like about, probably about 3/8 into the burlap. But we're going to do that with our ruler. It's a quarter. It's 3/8 there. And I'm going to use our T-ruler with a bit of pressure. I'm going to wipe the glue off the T-ruler.
So everyone's discussing how they're going to get an extra hour's worth of crafting time.
This weekend?
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll all be on the same time. Well, most of us will be on the same time again.
Everyone on the eastern seaboard will be on the same time.
Yes, we'll be on the same time. Oops.
If you live in Adelaide, well, we're half an hour closer again.
Okay.
We're an hour closer, so only half an hour apart.
So there we go. We've extended that, and you can't see it. Well, Blind Freddy can't see it. I don't know who Blind Freddy is. I've never worked that one out, but that's what my mum used to say. Blind Freddy can't see it. So, and I heard it on a television show recently. Blind Freddy can't see it. I'm like, who on earth?
What show were you watching?
I can't remember. Or it was on a movie. I'm like, who is this Blind Freddy bloke? Because no one could ever tell me when I was a kid. So there we go. We've extended that and given that little tiny piece of paper a bit of support. And you can kind of see it, but you can't. I'm saying you can't see it, so you can't see it. There we go. Making kind of a box album. So these 2 pieces. So we've got a 9 3/4 by 4 and a 9 3/4 by 6. So let's tape them up on all 4 sides. And burnish it. And then we do our magic stuff to these when we put them on. So if you've made one of my albums before or attended one of my classes, we actually made a mini book on the cruise, and everybody finished it.
They did finish
Everybody made a book, even the people that thought they would not be able to make a mini book from scratch. They all made a mini book. I love it.
I think you've started a bit of a tradition there, because people that are coming to the next one are asking.
So the next cruise we are making one, but we're doing mixed media on it. It's a mini book with a mixed media twist. Because Naomi John's going to be there.
I'm going to tell you. How would we do a cruise with Naomi John teaching her not to do mixed media?
Wow. So when we were on the cruise, we actually got Mamie John a bracelet from one of Royal Caribbean's environmental charities, and she actually has a what's her turtle?
Twinkie?
Yeah, Twinkie. But
Twinkle.
Twinkle is a...
Oh, he's a beak turtle. What do they call
a loggerhead.
No, not a loggerhead. No. They're hawksbeaks.
It's a hawksbill.
No? But yeah, hawksbill. They're very, very rare.
Extremely rare turtle. So she has a turtle, and she knows exactly where he is in the world.
It tracks him.
It tracks him. So he's got a tracking beacon on. So she is just so thrilled with her gift.
Mrs. Davis has just said, we have a cafe in Wodonga called Blind Freddy's Awesome Food.
Well, there you go. Blind Freddy lives in Wodonga. So I've worked out where the centre of my spine piece is with my creative ruler. And then, so the really crucial thing is that it's centred top and bottom. But we want it to be around about central, side to side. But we do really want it to be centred top and bottom so it looks nice and even at the end.
There you go. Heather says it's a great spot in Wodonga. So
there you go.
You must be able to cook well, that Brian Fletty. My assistant scribe is just holding me down.
No, because she's trying to stay out of bed. What have you been watching?
She's writing a cookbook.
So now what we're doing is we do this. And this is the secret ingredient to getting a nice spine. We don't score in here because it's wet, and all we will do is rip it, and then we push that in and push that down and lift that up. Do that.
Are you trying to make your set wording central there? Oh, Michelle F says, yes, Blind Freddy's is amazing. Hello, Michelle, how are you? Oh, did we let Michelle know we got her parcel? I probably didn't.
Oh, you probably didn't. We got your parcel.
Hey, Michelle, got your parcel.
Oh, sorry. You can't see it when I do that. But I'm just... There's too much glue here. Let's just remove some glue.
Well, that's what I wrote.
Hi, hello.
All right, you're going to give Mum a kiss, then you're going to have a milk? Or you're going to have a milk first?
Milk first.
All right, let's go.
Would you like to know what recipes I put in my book, Dad?
Oh,
There we go.
awesome gluten-free ones.
So we do get a little tiny buckle, but it's like absolutely minuscule. Right. Okay. So now let's do our piece up here.
I don't think we'll be publishing that cookbook anyway.
What's that?
Oh, she's copying the recipes out of the whole.
Oh, okay. No, we won't be publishing the book. Oh, yeah. And then we're just going to pull some glue to the edge nicely. No, it's this one over here. And some to the bottom. Oh, it's a bit much. Just put a little bit more there. Inside the boundary. Oh, I got glue on my hands. Okay. So then what we're going to do is line it up top, bottom, and this outer side here. So it's an even border on all three sides. Even-ish. Even-ish. Rightio. So the centerpiece here was where we wanted it to stay last time. So that is kind of this one here. We're going to do this. So we're holding where we want it to stay.
Oh, there you go. Michelle got come home to great news, Lisa.
What's that?
Can you read the comment there?
Oh, there you go, Michelle. Look at that. That's soul searching and working out what you did and didn't want to do. And then,
if my voice warms your heart, Michelle, you're in trouble.
oh my gosh. I miss you already, Michelle. Miss you guys.
And the problem is, if we ever go away on a cruise again and leave Naomi in charge of the pets, I think we're coming home tonight.
There we go. So, we're all good. We're all good in the hood now. Look at that.
Let's go.
And we've got our hole. And let's make it go right through. Very carefully because it's wet. Made a mistake.
What do we do?
Oh, I was meant to put the thing in before I stuck this piece of paper on.
Oh, dear. Can we peel it up or not?
Yep, I'm just going to peel up this piece of paper. So before you put this piece of paper on, let's just heal the hole. Before we put this piece of paper on, we're actually going to stick our brad in.
All right, let's get our brad.
Yeah, but we need to colour this.
What's a brad?
What colour are we going to colour this?
1, what's a brad? 2, where did you get the brads?
From the shop.
We make them?
No, we don't make them. We just bought everything that the supply had when they closed down a million years ago. Okay.
So we sell them.
So see how it's got that little bit of lightness there? Well, I'm a bit obsessive, so I just colour that with a brown coloured pencil. See? If you're worried about that, just colour that with a brown coloured pencil on the back. Oh, the Redshaw family cookbook.
Yeah, but this is why we're not publishing the book.
Oh, because she's cut out recipes. Okay. The things she wants us to cook.
This one's my favourite because it's easy.
What colour am I colouring this? White?
Let's go.
Mum, this one's my favourite because it's the easiest and it's what I have.
Vegemite on toast.
It's the one she wrote.
Right.
Oof, sorry, Missy.
Right.
Which cat?
This colour?
Clean your teeth, little lady. Let's go.
Let's colour this white.
Oh yeah, Dad, you need to see one of my dresses on it.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's put that over there to dry. With our split pin. So don't stick this piece here until you put your split pin in. Rightio. So let's cut 2 pieces that are 9 1/4 inches by 10 1/4 inches out of white cardstock. Oh, not the cutter. Yes. The cutter. So 9 1/4 inches by 10 1/4 inches.
There you go with this. Your daughter's making Barbie dolls that are dried wipes that your other daughter is staying with the
Yeah, just don't question it. And then we're going to score that at 9 3/4. So it's 9 3/4 by 10 3/4, 2 of, and we're going to score them at 9 3/4. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add tape close to, but not over the fold.
Okay, so what size have we cut that white piece? Sorry.
9 3/4 by 10 3/4. So I already have one of these cut. Has she gone to bed or is she just still?
She's cleaning her teeth.
Oh, she's still cleaning her teeth. She's still faffing around.
Well, that's what you do when you try to stay awake.
And put a little bit of glue along here. And the place where we're going to roll, like push the glue to get a nice seal is over here to the fold. But not off the fold, just up close to the fold. So then this is going to go over here on the left-hand edge with an even border top, bottom and side. And I'm lining it up nicely, or as nicely as I can, with this bit I stuck in the middle. Oh, I knocked off my white piece. Obviously, we're going to be able to fit a 9.5 by 9.5 page on here and a 9.5 by 9.5 page on here. So that's 2. So then the other one is going to go, and we've got, so this is the folded edge, so it goes out, so we do flipping outs. It's going to go over here, and we're going to line it up. So we're going to work out where this is, and it's going to go on this back piece as best we can, lining up with a nice even edge as best you can.
Yes, it is amazing what they come up with, Chloe.
What's that?
Excuses kids have come up with before they go to bed. Have you cleaned your teeth?
Yeah.
Gonna give Mum a
Close.
kiss?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm going to say night-night to everybody. Oh, there she
You're
comes.
flashing your haircut.
Good night, hello, goodbye.
Okay. See you in the morning.
See ya.
Piano tomorrow.
Yeah, 7:45. Remember that in the morning.
7:45.
Yes, 7:45.
Oh, it is too. We haven't done piano yet since we got home. So, I'm just making sure I've got it in the right place. Yep, that's pretty good. It's almost lined up. Yep. So, that is 4 scrapbook pages. So then what we want to cut is 2 pieces that are 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. But we're not going to stick them on yet. Okay? We're just going to leave them aside. So let me cut the other one of those and add the tape. Go away, bug. So last night's storm did not end until sometime this morning, 6 o'clock this morning. So 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. It was a doozy last night. Hopefully we'll be able to do Naomi John's extended class on Saturday night and we won't get another storm. So then we're going to put tape on all 4 sides. So these are actually going to stick. It's big. Just furnish that. And I'll show you where they're going to go, but we're not sticking them on yet. We just have a little tiny bit of work to do. Right. So these are actually going to go in here. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one there. And they're kind of like a really pretty white mat for a 9.5 by 9.5 scrapbook page. So that's 2, 4, 6. But we're not sticking them on yet. We just have a little tiny bit of work to do first.
Okay. So how many pieces of white was I adding to the kit?
10.
10. On it.
So let's just put a second coat on here.
See how efficient I am at this?
Nope.
Wow.
So the next thing we're going to cut, is we're going to cut two pieces that are 9 3/4 by 12. So we're going to cut 2 of those. Oh, I have made an awful mess. So you can see I've already scored one. And what we're going to do is we're going to make our awesome rolly hinge. We've made it before, but we're going to make a rolly hinge. This book is so big and awesome that we need to make sure that we don't just stick the insert in. We actually have to insert it in and then stick to it. Needs some stick-to-itiveness.
Stick-to-itiveness?
Yes, it does.
Did you just make up another word?
Yes, I did. No, that's from something else. Rightio. So then we're going to score these at, are you ready?
Yes.
9 3/4, 9 7/8, 10, 10 1/8, and 10 1/4.
9 3/4, 9 7/8,
10.
Oh, whoopsie bad. Yep, and 10 1/4.
10 1/8.
10 1/8. Whoops. Job going, cheap tips. Yep. Anything else?
And then 10 1/4.
Lucky I've got my good books.
When we go the other day, we went somewhere and it was actually a blessing that he was bald because his hair was going to get caught in something.
Wow.
And what I'm doing is I'm actually folding and then burnishing the fold on every fold.
Lily was just telling me about how when she's at the hairdresser, she was getting her hair washed. It was like a head massage, and she was nearly going to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes, I let her get her hair washed at the hairdressers. Rightio. So then we get our nice rolly hinge, and it's got strength about it. Wouldn't think it, but it does. Rightio. So I've got 2 of these, and they're going to go at each end, right? Okay. And then we're going to have 3 of these pieces that are 9 3/4 by 11 1/8. Did you get that?
Yep.
And then we're going to score those at 9 3/4. You're going to be sick of 9 3/4 and 10 1/8. So I've got 3 of those. I've already made 2. Otherwise, we would be here till midnight. Because I'm quite sure you will want to see the book finished.
So you're scoring at 9 3/4 and 10 1/8.
Yeah. So, can anyone work out what's going to be wrong with this? Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3. I got a squish bug in that. There. And then when this one comes here, how do we join these two? You got a V in my name.
I
So we need to make a piece to join these two together in there. So from our scrappy bits, we're going to cut 9 3/4 by, and this one is 2 1/4. She'll do. It'll go close enough. We'll make it work. Because it's going to get sandwiched with a 9.5-inch page, remember? So what we're going to do is we're going to score it at 1 inch and then 1 3/8. I'm just going to burnish and fold. Yeah. 23. Rightio. So let's put tape.
Hello, Tina.
Hey, how are you?
Oh,
We'll watch the rest in the morning. Okay.
I've made an oopsie.
So we're going to put our tape up to, but not over, our sort of, yeah, up about 1 millimetre or a 1/16 from the fold. We're going to put our tape. We don't want to go over the fold, but we want to go near the fold. So I'll show you on this one what I mean. So I've gone near the fold, but not over the fold. See? Rightio. So now we need to stick these together. But before we do that, we're just going to...
Tina says she loves the new release. I just had to fix up my scoring comments, guys, so I deleted the other ones. I had one at 38s, but 1 3/8.
So we're going to put one up on the edge and then one just like a little tiny bit out from our first fold on, see, a tiny bit out from our first fold there on these two longy ones. What's the other one? I'd already done it. Rightio. Breathe in, craft out. Okay, so let's get one of our bendy fold pieces and one of our pieces with just a bend, fold and a bend. And then we're going to put glue on here.
Love the technical terms.
I'm going to bring some glue sort of their finger close to the fold. That. So then this, like that, goes up to this fold here, like that. So we've got that one there, to that one there, and stick in the middle. Go on, stick in the middle. Let me flatten it out. There we go. Beautiful. And I'll do this. And it's all white on white to make it really difficult to see. We thought the black on black ones were hard to see. Rightio. So that's the rolly around one. And then this is the one with the fold. There's the join. So let's get another fold and we're going to join that up to there. Take the tape off.
Oh, gosh. So you don't start this project with only half a roll of tape, is that?
Well, you don't start the project with a screaming kid, a barking dog, and an empty stomach.
And a tomcat outside your back door. Who's wearing a bell?
Really?
By the way.
Of course he was wearing a bell.
So
I'm really sorry if you're the owner of the person that keeps buying tomcats in our area, but please just don't let them out.
Fixed.
Don't leave them out. Is what it is. People's pets, I suppose. But yeah, I'm a fan. They think that they're going to eat our chickens. No. And chickens are velociraptors. Oh, look, I squished a bug.
Bit of protein.
I think I squished a bug or I got something on a pen or something. Oh, no, it's pencil from earlier. Rightio. Next. Last one of these. And then we're going to do our fancy joiny bit.
Tina, you might have to be the technical terms person to come up with appropriate names. Why was that just something?
I don't know.
The world of having cats.
Oh, Missy will have knocked something over.
Oh, she turned the air conditioning on in the lounge room the other night.
Yeah, she stood on the air conditioner remote. In other words, she got where she shouldn't have been. Rightio. Now we're going to add this piece that we made. You know, our cheats bit. I do use the glue to the dregs. It's real around here, people. It's very real.
Is it still raining up your way? Oh, it's
not right now.
Right now.
But it's not right now. But gee willikers, it's muggy. I don't want to know how hot it is right now. I don't want to know what the humidity is, but it's off the charts. It's ridiculous. He's going to look it up and tell us. No?
Package it up for you, Tina. I would, trust me.
Oh, yeah. We were wishing the rain to go to you.
I could have.
In the middle of the night, when it was, like 6 hours in, we were like, yeah, this can just go down to Tina.
The rice paddies are well and truly forming in the backyard.
Yeah. So when the pool and the backyard are one body of water.
Yep. There goes the pool.
Yep. And the chook food buckets are floating across the yard. And the level of water in the water bucket, the chook's water bucket, is the level of water in the yard. Yeah. So we put that one in, and now we're going to add, our final piece is going to be that one there. Rightio. So all we're doing is just sticking all these together.
Have you tried bringing home the rain?
Oh, I bet he tried.
Yeah, it would have been heartbreaking for him to see it up here.
Well, we didn't get much rain last year, but gee willikers.
Well,
we've made up for it.
I was a bit concerned about the Wonga Dam a couple of months ago because everywhere else was getting lots and lots of rain, and we were like below 50% our dam. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I think we've got plenty now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to line up this edge here, this edge, up to the fold on our curly around the bend fold, up to here.
Although Wonga is like 20k inland from Gladstone, so
it doesn't actually rain here doesn't help the dam, but there was a lot of water.
You love watching the storms, yeah. Well, holy moly!
You do love watching storms, but
was it like a week before we went on the cruise ship when that random lightning strikes were just happening because it wasn't raining, but we were just getting these
random lightning strikes
hitting over near the shop. They were like.
We did get a storm after it, but holy dooly, it was pretty phenomenal.
It was just like heat, and there was clouds, but not lots of black clouds. But all of a sudden, we had these lightning strikes hitting. It was like,
yeah, we were driving home, trying to get away from it. Okay, so there we go. We got our bendy round bits.
Cool, some pages.
Yep. So we've made our bit for in here. And we are going to cover that piece of sand, but the piece of sand serves a very important purpose. We've still got to stick this down afterwards. I want to decide what that piece is going to be.
Right.
I think it's going to be white. So this goes in here. Right? That goes in there, like that. So now we're going to stick it on.
Yeah, no, we didn't get any fire start, Tina, but they thought that some of the places in Gladstone might have had explosions in the area.
There were concerns.
Took out the pay TV, apparently.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Old style pay TV.
Oh, I'm not sure. That was just what was on Facebook. Took out someone's pay TV.
Oh. Didn't affect Netflix, I can tell you that.
I would have fried the junction boxy thing you whacked it in.
Oh, I would have killed their internet.
My dad, many years ago, when he had a farm at Mount Larkin, his transformer near his house got hit by lightning about 20 metres away from his house at Mount
yeah.
And everything that was plugged into a power socket got fried.
We actually had a lightning strike when Milton was when Naomi was a baby in a big storm. There was a lightning strike over in the rail yard over that way. And all the fans that were on never worked again on that level. So if the fan was on 3, it didn't work again. If it was on 1, it didn't work again on 1, etc., etc. Killed all the controls in our ceiling fans. And in the end, we just lived with it for a bit. But then what we had to do was we had to get all new fans and all new controllers. Okay, so we put tape on 6mm tape on each of these. And then what we've done is put some glue on it. And this is going to go in the middle. And I'm going to stand up. And I'm going to get my Creative ruler. And I'm going to work out, because I centered this, it's going to be easy to find where the center is. And I'm going to stand up. Maybe not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and line it up. So I'm completely covering the sand. So go to there. I'm working out what center is. There. So I'm just pushing down these spine pieces.
Netflix price rise is so annoying.
Oh, has it gone up?
I didn't even know it had gone up. Oops.
It's gone up for us finally. We were paying Telstra staff prices.
Yes, well, we still had someone else's account working on our thing.
No.
Did that stop?
No, I pay it now.
No.
It used to be Milton's Netflix, but now it's ours. So now I'm still holding it on the left here, see? And then I'm just removing the tape here. So this is a little bit, you know, it's a bit funny how you do this, because what we're doing is we're actually, oh geez, I sandwiched tape in there. Is we're kind of adding bits while other bits are there, and we're just sort of doing a bit of the khaki-handed stickeroo. You know, very technical around here.
Multifunctioning.
Multitasking. And making sure that roll, we don't have glue on this rolled bit here, but it is in this spine roll piece. There, lifts up nicely. And then on this here, lift. Do another khaki-handed stickeroo. Is that what we're going to call it now?
Do you want me to volunteer my hand to hold the stuff from sticking to the wine?
Oh, she's right. Don't scrapbook for as long as I have and not be able to apply glue left-handed. Holy dooly. And clean glue off left-handed. Oh, just have a little bit of a mess here. This centerpiece isn't going to stick perfectly. It's going to stick, but it's not going to stick. Like, it's not going to be like a super stick. Oh. Crap. Sorry. Oh, dear. So what have I done? Oh, I'm a little bit over to the right on the top. And the bottom. I'm a little bit to the right, but that's okay. I've got enough space. Should be right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to stick our two 9 3/4 by 9 3/4 on our pages. And that's going to sandwich this in place. This bendy round bit and our cover and our spine. Now you just need to be a bit more mindful because I've gone slightly to the right, like slightly to the back, but it really, well, Juan Freddy's definitely not going to see it, but most people are not going to notice. Definitely using that to the end. And then we're going to line it up top and bottom, right up close to the fold, but not over the fold here. And this piece. And if you've got to have it that it's not perfect, do it down the bottom.
Di and Trish are watching together. It's great to hear.
There we go.
Di's going to see us tomorrow. Cool.
Okay. Yep, soup Saturday tomorrow. 9 till 4. It's $10. Sorry, no kids. Oh, and my phone folder's dirty. So I'm getting gluey marks. And then remember that's where you put a 9.5 by 9.5 page. Goes in there. Right. This up here. I'm going to have to leave soon, Quinn.
Yeah, I was thinking that just before. It'd be nice. Spend a day doing art, not having to worry about the kids. Yeah. It's,
Oh dear. That's like beyond seriously crooked. Ah, to be right.
we're doing a school art program, school holiday art program up at the moment too. Class tonight. Had a mum messaging me earlier asking about classes.
Right, there we go. And then I'm just trying to get this to stick in here. So I do need to spend a bit more time actually sticking that in there. You know what I mean? But it's not really a real big bother if this lets go, because at the end of the day, it's a lay flat album. And for it to be a lay flat album, they really can't stick too much in the center. So I make my albums so that they are lay flat. So it's a bit dodgy in there looking, but when you do this, it's perfect. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 9.5 inch by 9.5 inch scrapbook pages. So let's add our split pin and our washery thing.
See ya.
See ya. See you when you get back. That in there. Like that. And we're going to split the tails. Push it in. Don't bang it with a hammer, because what happens is then it it goes flat on top. It's not right. Just going to let it off just a touch. Where's my... So I've got some thread here. again. And then do a second knot. There we go. Right. So like I said, don't stick this piece down until you have stuck in your washery ring, you know, thingy jig. But it doesn't have to go in after you put in the pages. It's just we were waiting for paint pen to dry. That's why we did it in the order we did. And I've sort of covered up that hole there. Don't poke a hole right through. Unless you want to stick something on there to cover it. So now, when we put our book together, got stringy stuff. Comes around. And yes, I know. There we go. Until we put stuff in the book, it's going to collapse a bit, but that's okay. You could put a second one like here. And then wrap from one to the other, one to the other, one to the other. Do we do that? Let's do that. So we can actually add that now because we're going to stick a page over here. Let's do that. Let's get a second braid. Okay, so we need to go top to bottom halfway, and we'll come in about 3/4 of an inch. I reckon about there. Whip the page out. Oh, where did I make that hole there? I do not have my finger underneath. So this one's okay because I'm going to stick a page on that. Like I'm going to stick a page over that. But realistically, I needed to put this in before I stuck this page in here. This page on the inside. Let's stamp another one of these out. Yeah, I know. I'm a nut. I get it. It rolled away. Who knew? Circular things rolled. So in the kit, we are going to put 2 split pins and a meter of the craft pull apart stringy stuff, which is what I've used. And you'll get the album covers. And then you'll get the bits to make it into the boxy sort of thing. And then you'll get the what else are you going to get? You'll get the paper and the cardstock. I was going to decorate the cover, but you know what? I think at nearly 9 o'clock, that's a no. I just want that to be able to spin. I want that to be able to spin a bit. Just be careful you don't get that jammed under your nail. That hurts. Okay, yeah, I know one's brown and one's white. They do need a little bit of, you do need to put the string in them, and then you need to work it around, and then you need to put the string in them and work it around. Like, once you've done it a couple of times, it then works really well. There we go. Let's just snip that. Right. We made that from scratch. My scribe has gone. I have no idea what anyone said. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know people use magnets, but do you know what? I actually found that when I was using magnets in mini albums, I was spending an arm and a leg on magnets. Magnets went through the roof in price in 2022, by the way. Especially rare earth magnets. That's why we stopped stocking them. They quadrupled in price overnight. I just found I was using like $20 worth of magnets in a mini book, and sometimes they just didn't work. But yeah, we got some in from the US. They weren't quite as good as the Australian rare earth ones. The Australian rare earth ones are the best, and they are the dearest. I will say that. But yeah, you could use a magnet, but I'm not a fan of magnets. I sort of, yeah. And I know some people use a magnet and a washer, but not all washers are made the same. I've seen people use the wrong washers and it go very badly with rust and things. Washers shouldn't rust. I just got to clean up. I'm sorry. I can't have the mess. Look at that. How clean as that. Look, I even picked paint colours to paint the chipboard. Just in case. So, there we go. But yeah, you could use magnets. Oh, you could use Velcro dots. Yep. You probably need 3 Velcro dots to hold this pressure-wise. Do you know what I mean? Be great for a little booklet. Yeah, this would make a good recipe book. And remembering, this is not going to stick flat in here. They're not meant to. They need to have the room. So you need the room so that you can lay flat. So remember, it's a lay flat album. All of our albums are lay flat albums. That is the whole point. I'll stick a page on that. That is the whole point of the way we make the books and the albums, and why we have the tools we have, and why we do this particular gap here, is so that your books, whether they're mini books or they're big books like this, are lay flat books. This just needs to be there. Oh, see, that's getting easier. But you put something on the end of that. How cool is that? And you really can't see that we've added to that. So if you were making this and you had, say you were using the sandpaper for this piece here, you would make it 7 inches, not 6, but we did 6 because we were using the bottom half of the fussy cutting. We were using that burlap piece, and that burlap piece only went so far. So that's why we used 6 inches. But in all honesty, this one's 6. This one needs to be 7. But yeah. So there we go. Wow, I'm finished. Yeah. I finished. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Q. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Deborah. So Deborah's a convert now. Paint the disc white. I will paint that one white. I can remove that one and paint that one white. My plan was to put Tropical Memories on here somewhere, like Tropical Memories, and then I was going to use some frangipanis, and I probably would put a little bit of pink, little watercolor touches on the rings, the white rings with pink, and then Tropical Memories will go here, and then some flowers. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So 9.5-inch scrapbook pages. Let's see if we can start a revolution, people. 9.5-inch scrapbook pages. What did we say? 16. 16 9.5 by 9.5 scrapbook pages. I think that's a pretty decent album. And a 9.5-inch fits a couple of decent size photos. I'm pretty sure. I calculated it out. Let's see what we've got in this one. Look. Trim them down a bit. Fit 2, or you could just fit 1 big one, or you could put 2 there, and then some writing or a little photo and something. So pretty cool. Fit a lot in there. I probably need one of these for our holiday. The Gothic flowers in the colour cuts done yet? Just asking for a friend. Ooh. I need to have a look where we're at, Deborah, because we had a few issues with the Gothic flowers. I will have a look and get back to you. I'll just write myself a note. Where am I? Get a piece of cardstock. My video has stopped. Gothic flowers. I'll ask Naomi because we were looking at that before I left. And we were having issues with those. So, yeah. Take care. Stay safe. It is a 2-hour class. Very sorry. I know it's long. But I think you'll agree that it's worth it. You may find that if you start your string on the main part and go across, that it's going to work better. It'll be easier for little hands if you start on this side, but it's a muchness. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So take care, stay safe. Love yous all, and thank you for coming on. Oh, I better. Thank you, Di and Tina. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everyone over on the tube. I'm sorry I can't see all of your comments, but thank you all, and I just found that other one. Take care, stay safe. Love yous all, and we'll see you tomorrow morning because we have something else for tomorrow morning. Yes, we have another thing for tomorrow morning. You are going to love it. Love, love, love it. Take care. See you soon. Bye.